Hey, what is up guys, and today we're going to be taking a look at the FlySKy Nirvana. Now this is going to be a more than one part review for this. Currently it's going to be the overview. I did use it yesterday. However, I used it on a brand new 6S build, which actually prop disintegrated, launched into the LiPo, and it was a really fun day trying to figure out what the hell to do. Anyways, let's put that to the side. So let's take a look at this. And I did notice a couple bugs here. And before continuing on, you should know that the software side is not ready 100%, but you can still use it absolutely fine. So that's the reason why it's going to be more than one part video, because I am transitioning a couple things to this to get an idea. For example, I got it in R9M module here, which works really great actually, but there is a couple issues that I'll get into in a little bit. Now, overall design, it's really nice. Very ergonomic here, especially for a thumber. I mean, for myself, I fell in love with it when I used it. However, one downside that I think is the fact that the gimbals are really loose for my liking. But I guess we could tighten these down inside. I haven't cracked it open just yet, but I will be seeing that in later videos. Other than the loose part, the gimbals do feel really good, and I guess they are digital gimbals here, which is something really nice to see. Now, longevity, we're gonna have to wait and see how long that's gonna last. The amount of switches here is pretty decent, but I really would have preferred a little bit less momentary switches, because I think this thing has 3 momentary switches, which I think is really a shame, but it's not going to be very difficult to replace if you just get the spare parts. For example, if we take a look at the back here, these two are 2 momentary switches. I don't know why they would do that. I would have really loved more 3-position switches, or even 2-position switches. So we have 2 3-position switches in the back, and then 2 momentary here, which is kind of a little bit of a shame. I really wanted to see these as 3-position switches, or 2 at least. And if we take a look at the front here, we have 4 more switches. These 2 are just basically 2 positions, and this is another 3 position, and this is another momentary. So we have 3 momentary, and then we have 2 2-position switches, and we have 3 3-position switches. These are our trims here for each channels, for this side and that side. And then here we also have a potentiometer type style. So they're smooth all the way around. It doesn't tell you where's the center point, and it doesn't do any notches. Both are exactly the same, just smooth all the way around. I really like the color. They went for that titanium color, which is really nice here. On the pictures, it didn't look that awesome, but when you have it in your hand, it's really nice actually. So obviously it's running OpenTX. Now the OpenTX is still being ported into this guy. Now you might think if it has OpenTX, it should run on FSRSKy receivers. Well, that's not the case. It can, but it's not. Why is that? Well, because the chip inside is the FlySKy protocol chip, RF chip, which just allows you to bind to FlySKy. However, what's really cool about this is I really love the fact that they set up OpenTX on this, and also a module port here. Now this thing is a full-fledged badass, to be honest. And as you can tell, you even have I think you have diversity antennas inside, because some of the receivers do come with it, with the diversity. Now this is really nice also from the antenna, that you can tuck it away. But the thing is, you can't turn it right and left. But I think the internal one, it does have one that is at a 90-degree angle, and this one is just straight up 180 degrees. Just so these do come with it, which is for the module bay. You have to place these on when you receive it, and it does protect the pins here, which is really also nice to see. I would probably like to see a little bit more covering these pins, especially when you tuck it away, but I didn't have any issues. I just threw it in a bag when I went to the field, and so far it's been holding out great, especially with the current cover that they do provide you with, which is something really good to see here. Now also, you can even just run with 1 battery installed, which is also a huge plus actually. I didn't expect it would do that. So it's not basically running on a 2S, it's running at 5 volts. So as you can tell, I just removed 1 battery and the thing is still on, which is pretty cool here. That's a huge plus. Also, it does have an inbuilt charging circuit, unlike the FSRSKy X Lite, which you have to keep removing the batteries in order to charge those batteries, which are the 18500s, I think. Yeah, I think they were 18500s. Now let's talk a little bit about the touchscreen. The touchscreen is pretty responsive, but there are some places where it gets kind of annoying, and I'm going to show you that right now. So when you're scrolling, try to scroll on the left side here, because if you start scrolling here, you're going to start changing settings, which can get kind of annoying at times. So let me just show you this here. So for example, I wanted to scroll down. So I would just, see, it's not really, you don't want to go where there's an input area. You want to go where the labels are to scroll down. Also, another thing, let's just say I wanted my volume all the way to the max here. So what you do is you would come here, and that is as far as it goes. What you have to do is you have to come from the side and click it, and then that's how you get it full. So those are just little things to take note of, which can get kind of annoying, but it's not really a deal breaker. You also do have SD card option in here, as I believe. Alright, so I think the SD card is built on the internal memory, which I think should have pretty good internal memory here for this device, even though I can't find the SD card port here. I could be wrong, it could have one, but we'll see that in a little bit. I'll check over that in a little bit. We'll come back to that. Overall, I did find some bugs. I'm still in the process of finding more bugs, but you know, that's something to be expected. But I wish they would have, you know, said it's still the software isn't ready on the product page. I don't know if it does now, but when I saw it, it didn't say anything of that nature. Now, also, there's a little bug here. When you go to bind, it's not the binding bug, it's the ring, you know, what gives you the RSSI. If you click it, that's it. It'll just stay clicked, but it won't do anything. You know, that's it. You can't unclick that. Oh, well, actually, now you can unclick that. Or no, I was tripping. Yeah, so you can't really unclick that. Yeah. So you have to do 3 clicks to unclick it, I guess. I never tried that before. So yeah, usually when I accidentally hit that, what I just turn it off and turn it back on. So that's just something to take note of. I don't know what other bugs are in there just yet. Also, yeah, I do know one more. Is when you disable the external RF module, like for example, if we put an R9, here, and you disable it inside the menu, it'll stay powered on. Now, I don't know if this is a software side, and I don't know if they've set up a circuit to actually turn off the regulator that's providing voltage out here, which can be a little issue and can be possibly unfixable. So take that into consideration. So if you had an R9M in here, it'll just suck the juice right out. So, you know, unless you had it set to like 10 milliwatts or something, but even then, yeah, as you can tell here, it's really nice. The mounting solution is really good. See, as soon as I put it in, it just boots up. So even though I have it disabled here, now on a FlySKy system, it doesn't do that. Another thing, I would have kind of really wished that they maybe added a couple buttons here to navigate the menu if you didn't want to do it by touch. Even though the touch is pretty responsive, as you can tell here. For example, here's a model name. You have a little keyboard. I haven't even tried to use the keyboard. This was the 6S F55 amp quadcopter. F80 Pros, F55. So right now I'm trying to switch over to the numbers. And okay, there we go. And I hit a space earlier. So these are F80. And we're going to see how good this is. See? You have to... There we go. So it is kind of buggy here. They should for the keyboard here, they should actually move it up a little bit, I think, because you know, I don't have the biggest hands in the world, but I'm still having an issue, and I'm pretty sure other people will have issues as well here. Okay, that went great this time. These are not deal breakers, but I think these are things you should know about. Now, I'm not saying this because I love this thing, to be honest. I am really in love here. So it's the F80, and if we go down, it has the same exact options in the FlySKy here, and we can just move along, and then you can slide these, I think. Yeah. Now the to hold and slide isn't really that responsive, as you can tell here. Well, now it is kind of. It's just it's a hit and miss sometimes. It's nothing too annoying. So I guess something is highlighted and you try to move on it. Oh, no, it worked now. You just have to apply more pressure, I guess. So yeah, but we can't throw it, which would be really nice if we could kind of throw it like we do on our smartphones. So you can get a great idea of how it will be when you're using it here. Discover new sensors, and let's just see, stop. So that's working great. All right. So overall, I haven't put much time to it just yet. I did use it though. I did enjoy using it. But next step is going to be us doing some long range testing on some of the receivers that they do provide you with. Because they do provide you with 2 receivers. They give you this little tiny micro one and this other big one, which I'm pretty sure you've probably seen in other videos. But that one's currently installed on a quad under a bunch of tape, so you're not going to be able to see it. So, which is really nice. Not every manufacturer would give you a receiver with their transmitter when you purchase transmitter. They give you actually 2 receivers, which is really cool. They give you a really small micro one, as you can tell here. It's really tiny, like really tiny. So yeah, these will run iBus. iBus is a little bit faster than SBus, and I think you get up to 14 channels, I remember, on iBus here. But overall, you know, it does come with a lot of things. Now, it doesn't come with the batteries, unfortunately, which is something you should take note of here. But the overall execution, the overall package is really nice. I also wish they probably would have added a little, you know, carrying case, but maybe it was a little bit too expensive for them to develop such a carrying case, because this doesn't have, you know, the normal size everything here. There you go. Now that everything is protected, you got your gimbals protected. And the way, you know, when you put this in a bag, this is actually really nice, because even these little here, that they're used for ergonomic reasons, and the way this is protruding out will protect the back switches here, which is really cool. Overall, it's a really nice transition, especially if you were only on FlySKy and you wanted OpenTX, you wanted all these other crazy cool things, you wanted to be able to put modules. This is a really nice platform. You know, you can run Crossfire, you could run anything, any type of module you want. UHF, which is, you know, long range UHF, and 433 megahertz, 900 megahertz, just as this one, the R9. So it's really cool in that perspective, and I really like the fact that they added also the charging circuit inside, which is also accessed via USB up here, which is really nice. And they also have an audio port here, and this works as both charging circuit as well as flashing the device here. So overall, it's a really nice device. So yeah, I think this is going to conclude it for part 1 of the video. I did prepare a couple setups here to start testing this, to see if there's any bugs while I'm flying. You know, if I'm flying for 30 minutes straight, is it going to crash? Is it going to do anything weird, or is it going to really mess up and just screw something up for me? So what is to be expected in the upcoming videos? Well, I've created a setup which, if anything were to go wrong, the thing will just come back to me and everything should be fine. Now what I want to do is I want to put in actually quite a lot of time. I'm probably going to do like a 30-minute flight with this, and see if it'll crash, it'll reboot, or do anything strange or weird, and keep you guys updated on that. And I'm also going to be testing out different modules with this to see how well it performs. So this is currently just part 1, just a little overview. I did have some flight footage, but it's basically unusable because the first flight was just DVR. Second flight was like a 1-minute flight before my propeller disintegrated and launched into the lipo, landed into the bushes, and it was just a nightmare. So yeah. But other than that, it's a pretty good controller. It really felt nice. Now and again, I wish the springs were a little bit tighter. I will be taking it apart in the next video, see how easy it is or how difficult it is. And if it's super simple, then I don't think I should make a video for it. But if it's really like just a little bit complicated, then I'll go ahead and make a video on how to make these a little bit stiffer. But again, this is a thumber controller, and overall, I am drooling all over it, to be honest. I'm trying not to show that here, but overall, it's a really nice controller. Even though it's not ready, I could totally wait for this one to be ready. It just feels like it's really well built. And plus, FlySKy is a really big company, actually, bigger than you think. You might think, oh, it's a pretty cheap company, but actually, FlySKy doesn't have time for us. FlySKy is handling things for agriculture, for commercial use. They do some crazy things, and I've seen some of their stuff, and it's ridiculous. I mean, FSSKy has nothing on FlySKy, to be honest. But in our, you know, industry or our little hobby area, they really don't care. I mean, there isn't much money for them in it. So every once in a while, they might just throw something out like, here you go, take this, try this out. So that's what we're seeing here. And well, that's going to conclude it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope it was useful to someone. And if you use the links down below, that would greatly support the channel for help you avoid or purchase a product. That'll go a long way. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.